Hey guys, it's Mr. Mulvihill here. I got my dog Missy. We're gonna conduct a little experiment here. I'm gonna put a treat in one of these filters here, and she's not gonna know. Come back here. She's not gonna know which one it is. Your question is, what is the probability that she'll pick the right one first? So I'm gonna distract her and throw this treat away, and I'm gonna hide one, and I'm gonna hide it underneath the one furthest to the left. Ready, Missy? Go get it. Let's see what happens. Missy, come get the treat. Come get it. Where is she gonna go first? Missy, where is it? Pick one. Ooh, she picked this one. Too bad. Till next time. Sorry, Missy. Oh, there you go. You got it. Good girl. Good job, Missy.
Hello, everybody. I hope you guys like that Missy probability challenge. We're going to get to the answer to that. We are going to just start with some vocabulary as we begin this new unit of probability. So I have a loose leaf sheet of paper out. We're filling the notes as you go. Let's see what we got. So probability. The definition of probability is a measure of how likely some event will occur. You've probably seen a lot of probability in your life that you may or may not know. For example, the weatherman says there's a 25% chance of rain. That's a probability right there. It's a measure of how likely something's going to occur. It's all about chance. Does it mean it's absolutely going to rain no matter what? No. He could be wrong. Does it mean it's not going to rain? He also could be wrong on that. You're not sure. It's just a measure of chance. You're not going to be right. It's just our best estimate. And so an event right here, this word means one or more outcomes of an experiment. In this case, the event was the rain. What's the chance that the event is going to rain right here? Okay, so how can we find this measure, this probability? We're going to use a formula. So probability equals the number of favorable outcomes divided by number of total outcomes, of total possible outcomes. Okay, so that's the formula we're going to use to find the probability of something. So in example 1, what is the probability of getting a heads when you flip a coin? So what's the chance you get a heads? Write your answer as a fraction, decimal, and percent. So you may already know the answer to this, but if we use our formula here, we're going to have a fraction, and what number goes on the bottom is the number of total possible outcomes. So when you flip a coin, how many possible things can happen? 2. It's either you get a heads or you get a tails. You're not going to get an ear or a nose. You're getting a heads or tails. There's only 2 possible outcomes. Now, how many favorable outcomes are there? So if you want to get a heads, how many heads are there on a coin? There's just 1. So the probability of you getting a heads when you flip a coin is 1 out of 2. And now we're just going to convert that to a decimal and a percent. So 1 over 2, if you divide that in your calculator, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. And then as a percent, to make that a decimal percent, if you remember from last unit, we're just going to times it by 100, and that's 50%. So all 3 of these represent the probability of getting a heads. 1 out of 2, 0.5, or 50%. All 3 of those representations show the chance of you getting a heads. All right, so what is the probability of, number 2, what is the probability of rolling a 6 on a die? Well, how many total numbers are there on a die, the singular form? There's 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 options, 6 total possible outcomes. And how many are favorable? How many do you want? You only want a 6. That's only 1 possible number. So it's 1 divided by 6. And you can go to your calculator and do 1 divided by 6. and you should get 0.16. We can round there, 0.167. And that as a percent is about 16.7% when you multiply it by 100. All right. So that's probability right there. It's always going to be your trusted probability formula. How many favorable outcomes divided by how many total possible outcomes. So let's look right here. Example 3, last one. Of real world. So Lucy is playing a game with marbles where she blindly picks a marble out of a bag. The marbles in the bag are shown below. Find the probability of the following events occurring. So P parentheses green, what that just means is the probability of picking green. The parentheses are just kind of like the notation, as you say in math. It's the symbols. So probability of picking green. Well, it's a fraction. So what is the total number of possibilities? That number is going to go on the bottom. Well, how many total possible things could we get? There's 1 marble, 2 marble, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 things to choose from. And if we want green, well, how many green are there? There are 4. So the probability is 4 out of 8. The probability of blue. Well, we still have the same bag of marbles, so it's still going to be divided by 8. But now how many blue marbles are there? There's 2. So the probability is 2 out of 8. Why don't you go ahead and try the next two, probability of red and probability of red or blue. So the probability of red, since there's only 1 red, it's going to be 1 out of 8. Probability of red or blue, now this is a little tricky. How many red or blue are there? Well, there's 1 red or blue. This one's red or blue. And that one's red or blue. So there's 3. And again, there's 8 total marbles. So it's 3 out of 8. 3 of those marbles are either red or blue. She'd win with 3 of them. Probability of yellow, that's 0 out of 8. That's a 0 probability. That's never going to happen. And then probability of not being green, well, how many marbles are not green? There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 right there. So that's 4 out of 8. All right. So those are some examples there. Last but not least, sometimes you'll see this probability number line. It starts at 0, and it ends at 1. So 0 is like 0%. 1 is 100%. And if something's 100% going to happen, we call that certain. If something's 0% going to happen, think about real quick, what word might that be? That's going to be impossible. If something's 50%, we say that's equally likely or not likely, to occur. And then anything in here, anything in this range, that's likely. And anything in here, like 25%, 10%, that's not likely. It could happen, but it's not likely. All right, so that's the probability video. So if you wanted to rewind to the beginning of the video and find the probability of Missy getting that, well, there's 4 coffee filters. Only one of them had it, so the percent chance was 25% chance. If you got that, you kind of already knew you did know probability before we even did this. Great job, guys. Good luck on the assignment. Let me know if you need any help, and have a wonderful weekend. We're here for you if you need us. Take care.